part two because I want to talk about some fun stories and tell you one fun story of me and my crush that I actually have never told before, and it's a good one. Um, so, well, actually, there's two that I'm gonna tell you. Both I have never, said before. So anyway, basically, make sure you subscribe, turn on the post notifications. But the story is at music class. So the 1 week we had the guy assistant for the time period, and I was very I was kind of awkward or cause here's the thing is that I'm a shy person. I was a really shy person. Even now, I'm not fully out of that, but I am a lot more out of it. But literally, and I can't believe my dad never thought about this. And literally, the answer to fix this one problem was in front of his face the whole time, and he couldn't think of it. Wow. I'm now sorry, let me. And so I don't do good around really anyone that I don't know. If I don't know you, I don't do good around you. Now if one of you guys ever see me out in public and you I want a photo or an autograph, feel free. I'll give you an autograph situation but anyways, literally so pretty much the story gets intense and I fall over in the story. And I don't think my dad knows this story to be honest, but we're gonna explain anyways. So, literally what had happened was that a couple weeks before that, I want to say it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks before that, I don't do good around guys, especially guys, and it's nothing up against them, it's literally nothing up against them, it's that I'm a shy person, and it's hard for me to get comfortable with new people, I want to say that, I had just as much of a, problem, getting used to, whenever we had a new assistant, just as much of a time getting used to them, and just slightly easier because this was the first, well, actually not true. It was the second guy assistant we ever had. The first one I was kind of forced into a meeting. And what I mean by that is, well, my dad didn't know what, so anyways, one of our assistants, we actually had two new assistants at one point, and long story short, or one was a guy, and I was helping another one out because she basically part of something that she had to do for college, and she had to teach a student kind of do a music class, but with one student, and she chose me. She chose me, and basically one thing that she did one time, she this one day she let me introduce you to a friend, and so and by friend I thought she meant an object or something because it wasn't the first time she said friend, and the time and every time before that it was I a face drawn on a paper plate or something but this one time I'm so she gets up, brings the guy in the room, and it's now you're gonna talk to him, and I'm I was shy, awkward, and wanted out in that moment. Luckily, I got partnered with my crush a lot that day. That kind of made up for it. And since that day, I left a lot of I was not a fan of her after that. After that point, it wasn't that I wasn't a fan of her anymore. It was that I'm this is uncomfortable. You have some work to do before I fully entrust you again. Like, and later when my dad found out, that, like, that caused things. But, like, it didn't really cause anything. It just, like, I was not comfortable. I wanted out of it, and I had no way of getting out of it. So, like, literally, like, it was a process. And I just, like, no, I wasn't comfortable. But back to the story that I was trying to tell you anyway. So, like, the obvious answer was I, like, didn't want to go in. Like, I didn't want to go in and do music class. After a couple weeks, it kind of went on. And then finally, my dad went in there and talked to them about it, and the music class teacher. The obvious answer would have been for him to say something to my crush and get my crush to come talk to me. That would have been the, like, easy, quick, get me in there, no chance of me saying no answer. I don't know how he didn't think of that, but anyway, so, like, but instead, like, the music class teacher came out and talked to me and said, like, I don't have to interact with him or anything, like, and then it was a process. But anyways, the story was that this one day we were playing, like, a game that, like, it was like Duck Duck Goose, but but we changed it so I think it was like Dog Dog Cat or something. Like, I have no clue. I don't remember. She, like, changed it, but it was the same thing. And she changed it, like, to fit a theme or something. I don't remember. And so, but anyway, so how it worked was that there was a giant, like, parachute on the floor, and we all, like, basically everyone had a spot that they would sit on. Everyone had a spot to sit on their own, like, well, not really their own color, because with the parachute, it, like, repeated colors, but everyone had a spot. And so, like, that we would sit on, and then one at a time she would randomly choose someone. Well, she started with randomly choosing someone. And then whoever, like, then it wasn't randomly chosen anymore. Where that person would go around and, like, tap everyone's head and, like, would go, like, dog, dog. And then randomly they could, like, say that as many times as they want, and then randomly tap someone and, like, say cat or something, like, and then that person would have to, like, chase after them. But so basically they would randomly, like, go, I'm gonna explain a little bit better. One person would go around tapping everyone's head, saying, like, dog, dog, and then, like, whenever they had their person chosen that they wanted to chase after them, they would say cat and, like, tap them on the and run. And they had the person who, like, chose the person to, like, run after them would have to get around the parachute one full circle and sit back in the seat before getting tagged. Well, this is where I fall. So basically, I was sitting in my spot, and I accidentally was sitting a little bit too far towards the edge, and like, two people were doing it, and then music class got paused because someone, like, had kind of, like, slipped a little bit, like, on one of the handles. Like, they didn't slip on the handle, they just kind of stepped on one of the handles, and I, like, fell over. And everyone got, like, concerned, but I was completely fine, and my crush got really concerned. And so, like, it was a moment. And another moment, this is a story that, like, is also a random one, and I thought I broke my foot one time. No, so how this happened, it was at music class. We were doing something, I think it was some form of dance or something, and I me being me, I wasn't as fast as some of the other kids were. Like, I'm not like an insanely fast runner, and some of them just have a lot of energy. And the music class teacher accidentally like stepped on my foot wearing like some like heel like shoes, and like I was fine. Like I got a bruise from it, like not a big deal. And then at some point, like the next day, I thought I had broke my foot. And then luckily I had like an appointment and like the next day anyways. And they like and so like they literally looked at my foot and were like they didn't even bother to do like x-rays or anything because it was just bruised. Like literally you could see it was bruised and like they could touch it no problem. Like there was no like any form of pain. And really, so yeah, that was the story. And then we never like told the music class because he didn't want her feeling bad. I have so many memories with my crush, and it's like I'm trying to think, and I remember like doing like taekwondo. Oh wait, no, for a second, and I was gonna say one story, but then I realized that I was completely wrong on the point of the story. But I don't know, like literally, like I generally like me and my crush, he's a great person, and it's one of those things that like I feel like I look back on it and I look at the memories and just think, oh, they're fun memories, and in that moment they were fun memories, but now it's kind of like I feel like losing him taught me something, and it was like something that I needed to learn. Like it was one of the things I feel like in those moments I looked at them as fun moments, just nothing but fun. But now I look at them and I'm like, I should have told him. Because I feel like losing him it showed me how much I really do love him. Because he's incredible, and that's the thing, like, I'm literally gonna say a few things that I love about him. One is that he doesn't take anything from anyone. Like, what I mean by that is, like, if you're talking back to him or, like, you're not including someone in something, like, he's not gonna sit back and take it. He's gonna go after you with words if he has to. And he's not rude about it. He just stands up for himself, and he stands up for the people that he likes. He stands up for his friends, and he doesn't let people like push them around or bully them. And that's something that I like. Like that's something that I generally really like about him, is that he's never rude about it, and like he just stands up for himself and his friends and the people that and even people that like he doesn't really know. He'll like still stand up for them sometimes if he sees that like it's a situation where that needs to happen. It's one of those like situations like that's something that I generally like about him. He cares about everyone. Like I'm not joking. We had one girl like in music class that he literally went over and like held her cup one day for her for water break because of the fact that I don't really know health reasons, and she like couldn't hold like her cup of water, so he held it for her. Like he had one hand holding her like this, and the other hand like drinking his own like cup of water. He's very helpful. He's very very helpful. He always like helps set up, um, and most of the time he would help like put things back how they were. I he would pour water at water break or be passing out cups. Cause like, we had the option to do that where like, one person would like be in charge of pouring water, the other would be in charge of passing out cups. And stuff like, and that's something that and he was just fun to be around. Like, he is generally like, I would say the nicest person I have ever met. Because he's just nice. Like, and that's something that like, and another great thing was that, I really like that he never crossed over anything like with like my dad or anything. Like, he was very like, he never had any problems with my dad that like we know of anyway. Like, he would always just very like, he would always come in and like I say hi to my dad along with me. Like, that's like something great. And I remember like the time I was so nervous to like this one day for talent show week. And actually, like, that whole week, I literally was, like, terrified for it all. Because, and if my crush was not there, I don't think I would have done it. And which was, me and Bella's sister had a little, like, performance. Everyone was watching. And back then, I literally remember thinking in my head, I do not want to do this. Like, I literally, and it was worse because, like, my sister was there, and then, yeah, like that. And what I mean by it was worse is that I'm the type of person where, it's harder for me to perform in front of family. Like, when it comes to, like, performing in front of family, it's harder for me to do. I do better when I have no clue who anyone is. Like, it's one of those situations. And I remember, like, it was kind of for multiple reasons. First off, I never liked performing at music class. The only reason I would ever do it is because my crush wanted me to. And I had no problem of not saying no. But also, like, it was never one of those situations where, like, I would let him, like, use me in, like, a bad way. No, it was, he would, like, make a good point, and then, like, he would do everything in his power to switch it to a yes, and then he would win. But, like, I was, like, extra terrified because I had a performance. Also, second off, my sister was meeting my crush for the first time. And, like, I need things to go good. I don't know if she knew. If she's watching this, because I know my sister watches some of my videos, let me know if you knew, because I had no clue if you knew, like, in that moment. And, I text you if you knew, like, what I mean by that is, like, I have no clue if she knew that, like, I had a crush on him or what, because of the fact that, like, I kept wanting to be partners with him. She saw it, and, like, it just kind of, like, maybe she knew, maybe she didn't, so I have no peace out.